Okay, I got there. All right. Yes, public hearing on permit processing. So the Washington Local Project Review Act requires jurisdictions to implement additional measures to accelerate the permit review process. The orders of the day today are for Planning Commission to hold a public hearing, consider the proposed amendments, receive public testimony, and provide a recommendation to City Council to either approve the zoning code amendments, deny, or approve with proposed modifications. All right. And then the additional measures I mentioned in housekeeping. So Design Review Board. The design review process is required for certain projects within the downtown sub-area and the Harrison Heights sub-area. And it currently includes 2 public meetings, which sometimes the second one the board waives, and eventually a building permit as a type 2 permit, requiring an additional public comment period and opportunity to appeal. This creates an unpredictable permitting process where a developer may not know if their project is feasible until the very last permit in the line, which is the building permit. With this revision, the design review meetings would still require public comment, but not the building permit. All right, and then informational signage. The City Council actually requested that we develop a code for increased information to be available to the public regarding upcoming development proposals. The proposal would provide notification for neighbors or any city resident that wants to know what's going on there. The city would provide the sign for the applicant, and it would contain project details and project contact information, and this would be posted during construction so that the public can know what's happening there.
Yeah, it's this conclusion recommendations. Based on the findings, the Planning Commission concludes that proposed amendments to the Bremerton Municipal Code.
So I can read it out loud if that would be helpful. So I have Commissioner Stebbin has made the motion, which reads, move to recommend the City Council adopt the text amendments to the Bremerton Municipal Code, Chapter 20.46, as detailed in Attachment 1, based on the staff report and the findings and conclusions presented in Attachment 2. And we're looking for a second to that motion.
Commissioner Coviello seconds.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion on the motion?
Seeing none, call the motion.
We have a motion to move to recommend the City Council adopt the text amendments to Bremerton Municipal Code Chapter 20.46 as detailed in Attachment 1, based upon the staff report and the findings and conclusions presented in Attachment 2. The motion was made by Commissioner Stebbin and seconded by Commissioner Coviello. Did I get that right? Okay. All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? The motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Report tonight. Does the director have a report?
I have a couple of comments in response to some of the testimony you received at the very beginning of the meeting, indicating it wasn't appropriate to have somebody from Sound West Group on the commission. I'd just like to point out that the Planning Commission doesn't do any permit review. You are a completely legislative body, and that there is no conflict of interest to have somebody with that perspective serve on the board. This is something that was carefully considered by the mayor as well as the city council before people were appointed. And it's your very first meeting to be here, Commissioner Paauw, so I'm sorry for that, but I do want to welcome Jack Paauw to the group.